Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And if you've already done so, just make sure that it's still active. Here's your news for March 6, 2020. We're starting today with news from Ronda Rousey, as the former Raw Women's Champion may be getting closer to a return. After not being seen since her WrestleMania 35 loss, Rousey was at WWE headquarters this week, where she bumped into fellow UFC alum Cain Velasquez, who shared some pictures with Rousey on Twitter. Brad Shepard confirmed that the pictures were taken at the WWE HQ, and his sources also told them that the Hot Rod was at the building as well. It's unclear why Rousey was at the headquarters today, but with WrestleMania 36 drawing near, and her fellow horsewoman Shayna Baszler expected to face Becky Lynch at the show, the timing of this is very interesting. We've got some news from tonight's SmackDown, as this week's show will see some huge guests on the road to the Elimination Chamber. The PW Insider reported that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall will be appearing on tonight's show, saying, WWE Hall of Famers Kevin Nash and Scott Hall are slated to be at tomorrow night's Friday Night SmackDown taping in Buffalo, New York. There's no word whether they will be appearing on the broadcast itself, or if they're being brought in to film material for the WWE Network. This report was later confirmed by WWE, who added more details about the appearance of the Outsiders, saying, "Yes, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Sean Waltman will be the guests on Alexa Bliss's lively talk show, A Moment of Bliss. What will the legendary and controversial group have to say ahead of their induction into the Hall of Fame next month during WrestleMania weekend? Find out this Friday night at 8/7 Central on Fox." In addition to Nash, Hall, and Waltman, tonight's show will also feature a tag team gauntlet match, with the winning team being released last in this Sunday's tag title chamber match. A rematch pitting Bayley and Sasha Banks against Naomi and Lacey Evans is also scheduled for the show, giving fans plenty of reason to tune in to the Blue Brand before this Sunday's pay-per-view. From SmackDown to Raw now, as though Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't appear on WWE often, it's always a good time when he does, as the Rattlesnake usually ends the festivities with a beer bash. This week, the WWE confirmed that Austin is returning for the March 16th show, and that the Red Brand in 2 weeks will also have a special Austin-themed show for 3/16 Day. Brad Shepard was the first to comment about Austin's special episode back in February 19th, and the Bionic Redneck confirmed his report with this announcement. Shepard was also the one who reported that WWE was planning a theme around Austin's return, and the WWE confirmed this with a recent tweet, while Stone Cold also confirmed his presence with a tweet of his own. Though WWE is speeding down the road to WrestleMania, it's a good thing that they still have time for a pit stop to celebrate one of the greatest stars of all time. It's been 5 years since March 16th fell on a Monday, so it's great that Austin is able to celebrate 3/16 Day on Raw this time, and we expect the former world champion will be bringing enough Broken Skull IPA beers to go around. From one WWE Hall of Famer to another now, as Jake the Snake Roberts' appearance on AEW Dynamite certainly caught the attention of fans, as well as stars in both AEW and WWE. After the Snake's appearance, Randy Orton put up a short clip of himself nailing Roberts with an RKO in 2005, as the Legend Killer has never shied away from stirring the pot on social media. One man who saw this clip was former AEW World Champion Chris Jericho, who also appears in the clip, and Y2J took to Twitter to question his 2005 fashion choices and thanked Orton for tuning into Dynamite. Though the pair have battled on screen in the past, and despite being in rival companies, it's good to see the pair can be civil with one another. The same can't be said for many fans, as both WWE and AEW fans can often be found slinging insults at the other company just to see what sticks. Despite which company you prefer, it's hard to argue that both Jericho and Orton are doing some of their best work ever right now, and Roberts might also be doing exactly this sooner rather than later. Speaking of Roberts, the Snake was a recent guest on the Talk is Jericho podcast, and spoke about an injury he sustained back in the day. Though Jake was told that his career was over, the Hall of Famer had other plans, as he told Jericho, "I know when I had messed my neck up, they told me I would never wrestle again because I had 2 discs completely gone. And all the surgeons said, 'There's no way in hell you're getting back in that ring.' I said, 'Hey, you have no idea, Doc, it's a chemical world now.' And I went to Amsterdam in the Netherlands after the surgery and picked up a few products, and I came back." After getting the surgery, Roberts was able to get in shape again and found that his body was getting more defined. When Jake went to see Vince McMahon about his new condition, though, the WWE chairman didn't take it well, as Roberts revealed. "At the time of the surgery, I could lift like 4 pounds with my left arm, and that was it. I could hardly move my left arm at all. And somehow, within 10 weeks, I was doing seated behind the neck presses with 225 pounds, and I gained a lot of size. Here's the best part though. I gained like 40 pounds, man, in 3 months. So I went to see Vince to tell him that I was coming back, and he almost took a bump out of his chair when he saw me." "What the hell's wrong with you?" Roberts added. McMahon looked at me and he goes, "Jake, what the hell have you done to yourself?" I said, "My God, I'm in the best shape of my life. I mean, look at this. I had big knobs up here on my shoulder." McMahon said, "If we wanted Hogan to carry the snake, we'd have Hogan carry the snake." He said, "We wanted some slimy, no-good to carry the snake, you know, a guy that looks like he's been run through the mill and a little nasty and dirty, a flesh-eating." He told me, he said, "If I find out that you're in a gym, I'm fining you $1,000 every time." It's interesting that McMahon, who's been known in the past for wanting guys with a toned look, would be against Roberts getting into better shape for his career. Whatever the case, Roberts is now a part of AEW and will be filling a managerial role, and while we don't know who his client will be yet, odds are that Roberts and AEW will have no issue getting this mystery star in the gym as often as they wish. Back to WWE now, and this week saw Paige's boyfriend Ronnie Radke reveal that the former Divas champion had to undergo emergency surgery to remove an ovarian cyst. Radke made the announcement after having to cancel a gig in Sacramento, California, which would have been canceled anyway, as his drummer fell ill on the same night. After tweeting Radke's message, Paige took to Twitter herself after the surgery to let fans know that she's not in any more pain and she's healthy. It's safe to say that Paige has been through a lot in the course of her WWE career, especially in recent years, but the inaugural NXT Women's Champion has always found a way to come back stronger. The WWE backstage star has been rebuilding her image over the past few months as an effective member of the backstage crew, and it really seems like Paige will have a place in the WWE even if she never competes in a ring again. We are looking once again at the war between AEW and WWE now, as the sports entertainment juggernaut doesn't want their superstars affiliated with the opposition in any way. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained WWE's policy to keep superstars as far away from AEW stars as possible, and now Vince McMahon is forcing event organizers to choose between having AEW stars or WWE superstars. He said, "There's an event called The Big Event in New York on Saturday, and Matt Hardy was booked on the convention. Some WWE guys were booked as well. The convention guys were basically told you cannot book anyone from AEW. That's one of the rules now if you book a WWE guy anywhere. You know, the baseball game, autograph signing, Wizard World, that nobody from AEW is allowed. That's just the rule." This rule seems to be from WWE's side of things, as it's unclear whether AEW cares if their stars are booked at the same events as WWE superstars. At the Big Event in New York, Matt Hardy was supposed to be appearing but was pulled from the event and replaced by Terry Funk due to the Broken One's affiliation with AEW. Even though Hardy hasn't debuted on Dynamite yet, seemingly as a way to avoid being pulled from the big event, it's clear WWE doesn't want any of its superstars being seen with anyone who could possibly be joining AEW. And finally, we're ending with some sad news now, as Rip Oliver has died at age 67. Perhaps best known for his time in Pacific Northwest Wrestling, Oliver had a record 12 reigns as the NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion, and was also a 16-time champion in the company. As part of his title reigns, Oliver would wrestle many of the stars at the time, including Rocky Johnson, Stan Stasiak, Roddy Piper, and Curt Hennig, who would go on to become Mr. Perfect. Joining the WWF after his run in PNW, Oliver was used mostly as enhancement talent, though did challenge the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental title at Saturday Night's Main Event 18 in November 1988. Returning to PWN 2 years later, Oliver would have his last match in November 1990, and in early 2020 entered hospice care due to heart failure before passing on March 5th. From everyone at Slat Rock Wrestling, we'd like to send our best wishes to Oliver's friends, family, and fans at this difficult time. To check some of our high-rated videos, please visit Slat Rock Wrestling on YouTube. Click here to subscribe to our channel, or simply type Slat Rock Wrestling in the YouTube search bar. Once you're in the channel, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we post any video. You can follow us at @SlatsRock on Twitter. Once again, welcome to Slat Rock Wrestling.